thank you so much for taking your time and coming down here for this webinar on the topic called Worldwide Job Opportunities Through Higher Education. And to introduce myself, I'm the Srinivas Sambandam, Managing Director of Galaxy Education Group. And more details about Galaxy, like we founded in the year 2008. And I'm also the country manager for Audencia Business School, which is top 50 business school in the world. And we are also a member of Indo-French Chamber of Commerce, and then Indo-Australian Chamber of Commerce, and certificate member of British Council. Apart from that, Galaxy holds exclusive Indian representation for 6 world ranking universities and business schools. So this is something like, which Galaxy holds. We have always proud to say that, we have exclusive world ranking institutions in India. And to get into it, see, as the topic said, worldwide job opportunities through higher education. So this is the entire flow chart of student cycle. So once from school, they'll get into UG in India or UG in abroad, and then they can even take other profession, or PG in India, PG in abroad. Even they can do PhD. But at the end, whatever we do, the end result is work. So we all doing all this higher education, doing all this education for undergraduate, postgraduate, PhD, is to grab a job, is to get into the workplace. So today we are going to concentrate more into this work and how we should prepare ourselves so that we get job opportunities worldwide. And now I'm going to concentrate only on these 2 areas, that is UG in abroad, your PG in abroad, because as the topic said, is worldwide job opportunities through higher education. So in the higher education through abroad education, we are going to help students to get into the job market. So this is what today we are going to discuss. See, according to me, and these are the 7 points which is keen to get into why abroad education. First thing is the quality of education is very important, and the second thing is paid internship. This is also very important because not only education, and also like what internship you are going to do and what you are going to gain from those internship, what knowledge you are going to gain from those internship. And the next one is post-study work visa. Yes, this is very important. This is the one which I was discussing earlier. This post-study work visa. This is something what every student, whoever is competing in abroad, will get this post-study work visa option. This work visa is something like a work. Next one is work-based learning. This is also very important when you do your higher educations in abroad. The education should be related to work. So whatever the industry needs, whatever the department needs, based on that, the education should be there. So that's why I just mentioned as work-based learning. And the next one is part-time job opportunity. This part-time job opportunity is something like, not every students wants to just, go and study alone. They also trying to look for a part-time job opportunity, which will help them down the line for them to earn a bit when they want to take care of their expenses. So this part-time job opportunity is also very important. And the next one is international exposure and experience. Yes, because when you just go down there for an higher education in abroad, so you will have students from different parts of the world. So when a discussion, you will be answering from your point of view and based on your work experience and based on your learning. And a student from Russia, or students from Africa, students from South America, they are going to share their point of view and their experience. So based on that, we can also look into like how this international exposure is going to support you. This is something very important, as I was mentioning earlier, that post-study work visa. So this is something like, every country is giving students, whoever is going to do their higher education in that particular country. For Australia, they are giving 2 years of work visa, and for Canada, 2 years minimum they have. France, they have 2 years. Germany, they have 1.5 years. Italy, they have 1 year. Ireland, they have 2 years. Netherlands, they have 1 year. New Zealand, they have 2 years. And then in Singapore and UAE, there is no post-study work visa option for any international students. And in UK, they have 2 years of stay back option. In USA, they have 2 years of stay back option minimum. And the biggest advantage is like, in UAE, as I mentioned you, they don't have positive work visa option. But in UAE, there is one more option which the country is giving us. If you go for an higher education in Dubai, if you get a job over there, full-time job, you can do your higher education, you can do your education in part-time, and you can do your job full-time. This is one advantage what UAE is giving to all international students. But most of the countries, wherever students wants to go and study there, they have this positive work visa option, because this is something very important for the students to grab job in that particular country. And the next thing, based on like which country to select, we have been seeing so many countries here. So out of all these countries, like which country to choose? So according to me, these are the 4 points. Based on that, we have to choose a country. First thing is the job opportunity, because every country has their own job opportunities. We should choose a country depends upon the job opening in that particular country, job demand in that particular country. And then the next one is the tuition fees. Based on the financial circumstances of the students, they can choose the country to do their higher education based on the tuition fees. And then quality of education. This is very important, because there are a lot of countries, international countries, like where education is there but quality is not there. So at the end of the day, this quality of education is something very important, which will help students to grab job opportunity, because the industry requires quality students. When we want to get a quality students, the quality of education plays a very, very important role. And then the next one is post-study work visa. As I told you, based on the country which is giving post-study work visa option, you can go and you can do your higher education. As I told you, the job opportunity and post-study work visa is directly proportional, because this is very, very important when you want to look for a higher education in any particular country. So this is how you should choose a country. And I like to give you a clear picture like how to identify the quality of degree or the institution. As I mentioned earlier in the top, AACSB, AMBA, EQUIS, this is called as triple accreditation. Any business school in the world which has this triple accreditation is also called as triple crown business schools. The maximum accreditation by any business school in the world is triple accreditation. So as of today, there are only 3 business schools in India which is having this triple accreditation. The first business school in India to grab this triple accreditation is IIM Kolkata. The second business school to grab this opportunity is IIM Indore. And the third business school to grab this opportunity is ISB, Indian School of Business, that is during lockdown 2020. So this is something very keen when we are choosing a business school, when you're choosing an institution, try to look into this accreditation, because to get this AACSB accreditation, the total process time itself is 7 years. So you can understand like how strong they are to get this triple accreditation. What are the formalities they should follow to grab this triple accreditation? This is how we should look into it. And then in the below, like these are labs, these are research labs. When you want to get into technical area, you should also look into like how this institution is going to have their labs, because based on the research labs, you can choose a institution or a university, because that's very, very important. As to give you a small picture, you can just see LS2N, the third row. So this LS2N lab is something like, this is a research lab in Central Nantes, which is located in France. And this is a public institution, and they have developed a floating wind turbine. A floating wind turbine, you know about 2 types of wind turbine, onshore and offshore wind turbine. And this is something, a floating wind turbine, which is developed by the technical institution and financially supported by the corporates. This is how they are developing something. And in the year 2018, they have connected it to the grid. And this floating wind turbine is not in a stagnant water, it's in the Atlantic Ocean. So you can understand how strong they are into it, developing a new research area. So when you are getting into an institution, you should also look into the research labs, because in this research labs, it's not only the professors who will be joining here, this is also the professors or scientists who are working in that particular area, particular research content. they will also get into all these areas. So choose an institution based on research labs too. And this is something very, very important. Selection process. Choose a country which has a selection process of output to input. Because what this input to output process is, if you have your IELTS score, if you have your academic percentage, if you have your GRE, if you have your GMAT, you can apply to an institution and they process your application. They give you admission letter, and then you just get your admission, pay fees, get into the institution. This is called the input to output process. In this process, you get into the institution, and then after completing the degree, you'll be looking out for the jobs. So that's the process how it's happening here in India. It's completely input to output process. You come in, you study, you complete it, and then you look for a job opportunity by yourself or through the placement team. This is how it's looking into it. But my suggestion here is, try to look into from output to input process. Output to input process is something very, very important, because this output to input process is something like based on the industry need, based on the industry demand. There are a lot of institutions who wants to recruit students from all over the world. So based on that, based on industry need, they recruit students. If you have financially strong, if you have all your GRE, GMAT score, all your academic good, no, even then they will not get you admission. If they feel that you are one among the right candidate to be there in their class and you can contribute to their class, then only the process will take place. That's the main important point here is output to input process based on the need of the industry. There are worldwide institutions who wants to recruit students based on that, because even for them, the scholarships, whatever they get, they will be getting it from the industry. The institution is not going to reduce the cost, but the industry wants to support the students to recruit them, and they'll start looking from the students from day one onwards. So this is how the process works. So there are institutions like which works in output input process. My best suggestion is, if you look into that, look into such kind of institution, you will get opportunities, job opportunities plenty. So this is something very important, especially into output input process. And these are the few institutions like where Galaxy is working, and every institution is working into the output input process. This is in Australia. I don't want to get into detail into it, and just showing you what the industries we can just do it. In Canada also, like, yes, we can look into that, and in France. And also to give you more picture, like Galaxy is the market leader for France education in India, and we have more exclusive institutions, and Ownership Business School also located in France, and we are the exclusive. I'm the country manager for that. And Ownership Business School is a triple accreditation business school, for information. And in the first row, fourth one, ISAE Supero, that is the institute which is #1 institute for aeronautics and aerospace courses, master's program. And then the third row, first one, ANAC, they are #1 civil aviation institute for the entire world. This is how they choose. If you just see in the third row, second one, Central Lil, they are looking for students similar to IITs. Even professor is sending me mail stating that she was like, we want students who are similar to IIT. And the reason why they're quoting it down is only students from IIT are contributing to that particular area. So this is how the institution is looking for. So when you choose such kind of institution, the job opportunity will be plenty, nothing to worry. And all these institutes, they are not taking students with 100, 150. No, they are very limited, 30, 25 to 30 students maximum. They are not looking for the money what you're going to pay them. They are looking for students who has the caliber, who has the capacity to contribute their input to the education system. This is something very important. And in Germany, yes, we can just look into all this top institution in Germany. In Ireland, yes, we can look into Ireland universities. Netherlands, District 20, and this university is also is very Netherlands country is also in upcoming country for higher education. As you know, like as of today, like UK is been the hot cake for every students whoever wants to get into UK, because it's English speaking country and they are giving 2 years of post work visa option, and the entry criteria is also is very reasonable, and you can pay partial tuition fees and you can pay remaining tuition fees in installment basis, and you can also do part-time job opportunity when you do your higher education in UK. So this is also something, an important point which students are taking care of in the recent days. So UK universities also plays an important role in it. And then in USA, yes, you can look into all the top-notch ATM, Texas A&M universities, yeah, Purdue University, so Illinois State University. So all the top universities, you can just look into that. So opportunities are plenty. So the only thing is based on your strength, based on your demand, we can choose which country is the best for you. And then now comes the department, because when you see most of the students, they are just working, they want to shift their streams. Sometimes they just want to change their streams from engineering to management. Sometimes based on the parents pressure, they might have taken engineering. They might be good in fashion, they might be good in photography, they might be good in other managing activities. So based on the strength of student, you choose the program. If you're choosing something in the undergraduate, and if you want to choose something in postgraduate, try to choose the right course which is going to fit you properly. Because when you get a course where you can contribute your 100%, then only you can be fit enough to prove that you are the right candidate to grab the job opportunity too. So that's something very very important, which is very clear, because most of students, we have sent students from engineering to fashion, we have sent students from engineering to management, we have sent students from engineering to agriculture. Yes, as you all know, agriculture plays an important role, because earlier we are just given information that the next world war or next war will be for oil, but the reality is the next war will be for food and water. So agriculture plays a very very important role. So try to give the best, and wherever the opportunities are there, try to grab those job opportunity. Based on that, it will be very easy for you to get the jobs. That's something very important. And now comes why Galaxy. In what way Galaxy is going to make a difference for the students. So we help students based on the interest and motivation. We don't suggest university whatever we have. We identify student strength, we identify what is the motivation of the student. Based on that, because we want students to contribute 100% into the courses and the institution. So because students are our ambassadors, so we are very clear and we are very keen in selecting the course and university, especially based on the students' interest and motivation. Interest like education and career guidance, that's how is very important, because based on the job opportunity, based on the demand of the industry requirement, we suggest students to choose the education and the institution. And we write college, university, institution for the students around the world. Yes, this is how we've been working for it. And then admission process we take care, visa processing formality we take care, bank loan assistance we take care, money exchange, travel and accommodation. We are also doing collaboration consultant for types between foreign universities and Indian universities. We help students, we help universities to collaborate with Indian universities, so that our students will get the right opportunity to go and study in abroad in the foreign university, which will help them to just shape up their career. This is how we've been looking into it, and this is how we are helping out students. And what is the Galaxy success formula? See, our biggest success formula is Galaxy will not charge a single penny for admission and visa process, because we are working with our direct university partners. So we don't charge anything from student side for the admission and visa process. And Galaxy first priority is students' career. As I told you in the beginning, job opportunity, students' career, everything is Galaxy first priority. So based on the opportunity, based on the students' career, we help students so that our ultimate priority is students' career. So we want students to be successful over there. That's how we help students, guiding students based on the strength and motivation. Yes, as I told you beginning, strength and motivation of the student is very important. Based on that, we guide students. As simple formula, happy students refer more students. Galaxy is, as of today, we are so busy is because our happy students refer more students. This is the basic mantra of Galaxy success formula. And what benefit? See, as Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. This is something very strong words said by Nelson Mandela, because education is a tool. Education is not just paying money and gaining knowledge. Is something a powerful weapon which we can change the world, which we can try to educate everyone, and we can get into it. So what are the benefits? I'll just share you a few of our students' success stories. All these testimonials we just taken during the last pandemic situation. Because if you just see here, Balakrishnan, like when he just got into Meglecture, and he just got into the developer, and his internship payment is 950. Even this is before the full-time job opportunity. So, and then if you just see in the right side, he studied here in France, but he got placement in US. So this is how students are working. This is the testimonial. This is the communication what they've shared with us. This is how our students are successful. This is not taken from anything from internet. This all students are Galaxy students, and this is their message. And if you see Barney in the left side, he got 2 internship opportunity. The first one is 2 internship is into cybersecurity. The first one is Forensia, that is top 10 automotive company in the world. And the second one is KPMG Luxembourg, big 4 audit firm in the world. Just understand how students are getting into the top companies. Because if you have the opportunity, if you have the talent, Galaxy can give you all the necessary pathways so that you can reach your destination. And this KPMG is offering Barney a salary package of 54,000 euros per annum. This is something a challenging one, 54,000 euros. Just imagine how much salary is going to get per month. So per annum is 54,000 euros. So opportunities are there. Are we really capable enough to grab those opportunities? That's something very important. And if you see in the right side, like when students went for MBA, like he just got into the Europe Regal internship. This and all is like every thing is like when it was taken during our pandemic situation. All students have got their internship and job opportunity only during the pandemic situation. So I'm not saying that when wherever they have the opportunity, the thing is we should make use of those opportunity. Students are very important. And then if you just see Nikshita, like she's into the Lactalis, she's into HR, and during the internship itself, she's getting 1,250 euros. So if she can able to prove herself into Lactalis, then getting jobs in Lactalis is not a big deal at all, because you are going to work them for almost 5 to 6 months, which is something very important for them. And the right hand side, this guy has got 2 job internship. One is in L'Oréal, which is #1 patent company in the world, L'Oréal. And then he got one more job opportunity in Nike. So finally he chose to work in Nike in Netherlands. So wherever you study, opportunities are plenty worldwide. The only thing is how you're going to grab those opportunities. So this is something like when the Galaxy team says that teamwork plays an important role. So each and every one responsibility here is to help each other so that we all grow together. That's something very, very important. Thank you. And thank you so much for your time. And if you have any questions, yes, I'm there. I can able to help you out to get the necessary answer for you.